They say the two guarantees in life are death and taxes, but sooner or later, another rite of passage comes for almost every citizen, being summoned for jury duty. This card could be your ticket to an up-close look at our justice system in action. You can begin to be randomly selected for jury duty as soon as you turn 18. Those 70 and older can often request to be excused from serving, but there is no maximum age you can serve. Each state has a list of potential jurors made up of taxpayers, registered voters, and those with driver's license. States set their own requirements for qualifying as a juror. Common disqualifications and exemptions include currently serving elected officials and first responders, having a felony conviction, and having health issues, or being a caretaker to young children or someone else with health issues. And yes, you can still be asked to serve on a federal jury, even if you've recently served on a local or state level. The exact process will vary depending on where you serve, but it'll probably start with you getting a card in the mail saying you've been randomly selected as a potential juror. You'll likely have to fill out a questionnaire that will ask you a handful of questions to see if you meet the minimum requirements to serve on a jury. For some, this is as far as the journey ever goes. But if you're not disqualified, you may be summoned to the courthouse as a potential jury member. No matter what state you're in, your attendance at jury duty is mandatory. Employers are required by law to give their employees time off for jury duty. However, only a handful of states require that they actually pay their employees time while they serve. Some states will fine you in contempt of court if you fail to show up, which could land you with fines to pay or even jail time. This is one party you're not allowed to miss. A judge will call you and the rest of the jury candidates into the courtroom where they will share details about the case. Attorneys for both sides of the case, as well as the judge, may ask candidates questions to decide if they are free from bias and could be a fair and impartial member of the jury. Each potential juror is required to answer truthfully or risk a penalty of perjury, the crime of lying under oath. Based on a candidate's response, an attorney may dismiss them from service. In many cases, attorneys may dismiss jurors without giving a reason at all. The attorney may simply feel that the juror would not help them win the case. All's fair in love and law. This process of questioning and dismissal continues until the necessary pool of jurors, and in some cases a few alternates, are left. The remaining jury members take an oath and are formally named that case's jury. And now that we have our jury, the real party begins. During the trial, your role as a jury member is to be a silent observer of the trial proceedings. You'll get opening and closing statements from lawyers on both sides. You'll be presented with evidence of the case at hand. After everything that needs to be said gets said, the judge will instruct the jury how the law applies to the case and how much proof is required for a guilty verdict. They'll then direct the jury to come to a decision. The jury is then dismissed to discuss all that they heard during the trial and the evidence presented to them. One of the jurors is generally nominated to lead the deliberation and votes. It's essential that you enter this discussion with an open mind and reasoning for your own opinion on the case. You are not an advocate for either side here, but rather an impartial third party to decide which side is right. After discussion, each juror votes which side they believe won the case. In many cases, and especially in criminal cases, a unanimous decision is required to find someone guilty or liable, meaning all jury members voting for the same outcome. If they are unable to come to a decision that meets the judge's requirements, it's called a hung jury, which may lead to the case being declared a mistrial. The jury's decision is then signed and delivered to the judge, who will read the outcome to both sides. And that's it. Party's over. So why do jury duty? Well, first off, you have to. But you can also look at it like paying it forward. One day, you may find yourself facing a civil or criminal trial and wish to have your side of the story heard by a neutral jury of fellow citizens. Taking your chance to serve on a jury pays that all forward. So what do you think? Is this the kind of party you want to attend? Too bad. This one's mandatory.